Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. We're going to go on another search today looking for some beautiful places. It is early morning at Burr Oak State Park, getting some coffee, taking in some sunrise, getting ready for an awesome day. Burr Oak State Park is a 2,500 acre park with a lake created by an Army Corps of Engineer dam, and it is just adjacent to Wayne National Forest, and that is where we're going to head today. We're going to go out off-roading in the Wayne National Forest as a group, and we're going to have a good old time. Originally, this was a meetup with Rubicon Matt, and he canceled the meetup because of a fire ban that was very restrictive in Ohio. And we informally got this back on track. It wasn't announced to his subscribers. And this morning, we just impromptu got up and went off-roading on a trail in the Wayne National Forest.
I was really apprehensive because you don't use the brakes.
Today we are headed out on the Cedar Run trail, and we're looking for a covered bridge first. The little National Forest road to the right is the south branch of the trail. We're going to do the northeast portion of the Cedar Run Trail first. It could actually be done as a loop onto some paved roads. And we're going to do it as an out and back section, and then we're going to come back and do the out and back section of the south part of the trail. That's it, yeah. We'll just go south next. The early change in the leaves, the dirt roads, a little bit of dust, the fallen leaves by the edge of the road, and the open windows of the Jeep were just a very peaceful experience. We finished that northeast section, and then we came back to do the southeast out and back. It does dead end in some private land, but we're going to head down. This part of the trail is rougher, a lot more mud, obstacles, bumps. Created some challenges for us, but we had a lot of fun.
Dead ends according to your...
Yeah, it looks like it dead ends in some private property.
I'm gonna leave mine in auto.
I know you have a locker on there. Is he going around the other one too already?
We had a lot of fun getting through these mud holes, but we were all really waiting with bated breath for Bryan to get through these obstacles with his Jeep Cherokee. It was the least outfitted, but probably the best driven through these obstacles, and he made it happen. Somehow I lost my video footage of Justin coming through in his diesel Jeep. He made pretty easy work of it. It really wasn't very eventful, but sorry, Justin, I lost the video. After the last obstacle, we probed some of these holes just to make sure. That's nothing.
974 loaded, disconnected.
We turned around right here, waiting with anticipation to get back to that big mud hole again.
You don't need to spin. I don't think you want to spin. Way over there, one or the other. Or go straight to it, try it. Worst case scenario, you get stuck in that 3G. Yeah.
That was not impressed how much my cage rack jumped with this little obstacle. We all made it back through. I lost my footage from Bryan coming back through and from Justin coming through on this sweep. Everybody want to head back and get some lunch?
We're hungry.
We regrouped at the stop sign and then headed back to Burr Oak State Park and enjoyed our lunch and a lazy afternoon. After a really hot summer in Oklahoma, this fall of southeast Ohio, the cooler air, the beautiful sunshine, the change in the leaves, it was just beautiful. I really enjoyed taking this in, and I'm so glad that my brother Bryan kept pushing me to come here, and Rubicon Matt got this little meetup sort of informally back on track. This was a really good time out here in the National Forest. It's definitely overdue that I show you some of our rigs and our setups. This is video courtesy of Rubicon Matt. Just gave you a little overview of everything we had set up here, and I'm going to take you around and show you some rigs. Bryan and I have a cousin, Nanette, and she joined us this weekend. She is sleeping inside of this pickup bed tent with an air mattress and a jackery. Her and Bryan ventured into Pennsylvania last year and she froze. I think she's trying to keep warmer this time. This is Mike's rig, a Tacoma pulling a square drop.
One day, it was nothing broke. It was just my step.
Maybe it's a square drop hiker trailer.
That's all I heard was a pop. Oh yeah, that one flexes pretty good too. Hey, you got 37.
This is Lee's 4x4 Chevrolet outfitted with a pickup bed camper. This is Justin's Gladiator with a tarp over the back. That's a zoom in on my cousin Lauren. Randy was parked up the way and he had a well outfitted square drop adventure trailer. This thing was outfitted for the off-road.
I get in those ruts going up a trail where it's dug out. And you get in the ruts and it looks good. You're going around the corner and it's the bank and there's roots sticking out.
Right.
That's
Now you
what
got all
happened.
the slide outs and everything.
These were big roots. I told you the other day I was taking the Victron out. This is all brand new going in, but there's a 2400 watt battery, lithium. There's a 15-gallon water tank. So I put another bar here, and our kayaks go run on top of it. And then that's a hammock for a hammock.
I've seen those recently.
$10 window air conditioner. You can just push it through that hole, and I keep a generator in the box, a 2200 Honda.
Okay.
So if you're out somewhere and it's 95 degrees all night,
It just pops out. One sliding window, or two sliding windows, don't you?
Those curtains are just blackout curtains off Amazon, and I sewed Velcro into them. There's no curtain rods or anything, and I stuck Velcro on the trailer, and that's all they're Velcroed up.
So you got the back of it opens up like a hiker trailer, huh?
Yeah, we carry our mountain bikes and our whitewater kayaks. We'll all both fit inside of it.
Inside of it.
It's about 5. That was the first production model. So.
That's a nice. It's a nice thickness, actually.
Battery-powered heated mattress pad.
Interesting. I do a 12-volt electric blanket. Randy was obviously the most sophisticated in his setup, with just lots of different options with his Jeep and with his hiker style square drop. But we just had a variety of different setups, and we were from a variety of different places. Obviously, I'm from Oklahoma. Justin came from Texas, but now in Ohio. Nanette, Pennsylvania. Everybody else was from Ohio. I just plopped my little tent right there in the middle of everybody. In the evening, we reconvened around the fire. We had a great time visiting around the fire. We all told our best stories. We shared some and made some great memories together. It was a good time. But the real reason I drove 14 hours all the way to Ohio wasn't just to go camping for a few days. It was all about my brother Bryan. To understand what this weekend was all about really requires a little backstory about our family. In the 1790s, our family immigrated for economic opportunity and likely also religious freedom to a small German community in Eastern Europe. Starting over in Rottweil, as it was pronounced in German, was a very difficult process for those that immigrated. By the 1850s, my family was more settled economically and maybe physically, but they were unsettled spiritually, and that is when a spiritual revival came through the area and began a new faith formation for our family that is, it's our identity. After World War I, this formerly peaceful German community in Eastern Europe wasn't as settled and wasn't as peaceful, and my grandpa Jacob and grandma Elizabeth decided to immigrate to the United States for more opportunity and for religious freedom. Bryan and I grew up in a family deeply committed to their faith. There was not a Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Wednesday night, or maybe even Sunday evening singing that wasn't part of our family life growing up. That's my oldest brother, Kevin. There's Bryan to the left, and I'm just a little guy. All of us have a somewhat different spiritual journey, kind of like there are just as many different fingerprints as there are spiritual journeys. Bryan has made his beginning later in life. I did so in my 20s, my brother Kevin in his 30s, and Bryan now in his 50s. And boy, are we thankful. We enjoyed another nice devotional around the fire, after which Bryan made his confession of faith in Jesus Christ.
So somebody had to go back and get the camera.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. the hour I first believed.
Come back.